You see, I've got a beer there, and I meant to mention to you that
You're not drinking tonight,
I read some stuff this week in paper.
right?
If anybody drinks more than 15 units a week,
They end up looking like us.
well, it's one thing. But when I was reading in this article with medical journal that or was it the Sunday Times?
Was it the Weatherspoons Free Press?
It could have been. And if you drink more than 15 units a week, it has dramatic effects on your health. So I've made a decision.
Oh, here we go. I'm going to have 16.
No, I'm going to stop reading.
Away. And you're welcome to unsubscribe.
Yes.
There we go. Welcome again to another episode of Listenerland. Almost said Soundcheck. Formerly known as Soundcheck, but it's Listenerland.
We like it better. That's one thing we've got to remember. What? You might have noticed, Listenerland, but on one of the couple of episodes back, you kept getting this almost shelling sound that were coming in from distant foreign forces, and it were actually us putting a beer down on the table. It does vibrate up through the into the microphone. Sorry about that. Careful how we put his beers down.
Heavy-handed boozing.
Yeah, it tends to slacken the grip.
All right. Well,
so what do we know this week?
Well, I've read this week that the new album by Ed Sheeran, I don't know if it's out or it's coming out, but the new album by Ed Sheeran has been recorded in his fans' bedrooms.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Just turned up at spurious fans and just said, "Can I do a
They didn't know he were coming?
No. He just went up, knocked on the door and just said, bloody well, whatever. I don't know if they've all had to put in an hat or it were they had to email him with an address and he just picked random addresses out.
It would have been awkward if he turned up and nobody were in.
Or they want fans in.
Yeah.
But I don't know how he did it, but he just turned up at random fans' houses and recorded a track.
Sorry, Kenneth's not in at the moment. He's gone to the chip shop.
Yeah, just recorded a track in bedroom with him. And then apparently that's how he's done the new album.
Well, I like the idea of that, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it's quite good, that.
I mean, they can do it though, can't they, these days with all the technology?
You've got more technology than they had when they landed the space shuttle on Moon.
The space shuttle.
Space shuttle on Moon.
Bada big, bada boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've gone all New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought nobody had noticed that.
You can do a lot. I remember in 1998, I think, when David Gray had done White Ladder, and there was a lot of hoo-ha around that. He'd done it in his bedroom.
Yeah.
The home recording.
Yeah. And he got less equipment than we've got here.
Yeah.
But it's a good album.
Yeah.
Because the good songs on it, and the recording's good. You don't need big studios.
Sometimes not having access to all the whistles and bells, otherwise known as bells and whistles, can be a good thing.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement to that. I like to.
And now you've got AI. You don't even have to turn up.
You don't.
I know, but let's not go down that. Well, we can go down that route because.
Well, you heard him. We're not going to go down that route. So that's the end of today.
Yeah.
No, because
thanks for joining us.
There's two examples I wanted to. You probably heard actually. One is, you mentioned Madonna. She's going on this tour.
Yeah,
and she's doing 40 hits in
thing.
one night.
Yeah,
medleys of.
Is that what? Did you?
There will.
There will.
Yeah, there will.
They've got to be.
Because I've not seen.
But there's all singing and all dancing involved as well. And there's no band.
Is there no band?
There's no band. It's all pipe music. I
don't
mean
pipes.
No, I don't mean none of that. It's all done through a computer. There's no actual band. It's all music on pre-recorded stuff.
Disc.
Well, if you want.
Backing track. Using cassette, going old school.
Yeah, I was trying to think what you call it.
Backing tracks.
Backing tracks. It's all on backing tracks.
Backing tracks.
But what do you call it?
Backing track. Anyway, yeah, so it's all on backing tracks. So it's got to make you think how much of her voice is on backing tracks.
Well, I've seen some clips of it, and it doesn't sound spot on. So I imagine that she's singing live. So the problem that I've seen when she's playing now,
how old will she be now?
well, she's like in her 60s. She's like 60 odd, right?
Yeah, mid-60s.
And this is going to take me to the film The Irishman, right?
Yeah, good film.
Well, it's a good film.
Too long, but a good film.
So in the film The Irishman, Robert De Niro is himself in his own age, but is playing his physicality as a younger man, right?
Yeah.
And it's computers that have changed his face and everything to a younger Robert De Niro. But he still moves like an older man. So when he's kicking somebody in the face, it's an 80-year-old kicking them in the face.
Yeah.
You know, he's not walking with certain confidence.
Yeah.
So when you see Madonna, she's at a certain age that she's
walking really funny.
She's not moving with confidence. Now it doesn't help that she's
I
of a
think she's
certain
an
age.
animatronic.
Well, she's got a knee injury. So that's going to add to this old lady shuffle that she's got going on.
Like a virgin. But she isn't she? She's walking like Elton.
Oh, she's got a bad knee. She's literally got a knee brace on.
Well, I'm not faulting her. You know, she's got an injury.
But she's walking funny, isn't she?
Yeah, but she's suddenly taking on this old lady walk.
Yeah, she
is an old lady.
Okay.
With a limp.
Yeah.
Because she's got a bad knee. That'll do it.
And the other one, and it's a band that I really am starting to detest. And I know there's a few fans out there, but the more I find out about this band, because I was never a fan, but they're just always in news, and that's the only reason they're popular is because they're always in news, and that's Motley Crue.
Oh, I've never really understood Motley Crue.
No, it's just they never sold the music because it was no good. They've sold an image, a good time band. The bass player admitted in 2015 he just started taking lessons to play bass. He did. He admitted it. And now Vince Neil, is it, lead singer?
Yeah.
He's saying he's not singing on the new album. It's AI.
Wow.
Yeah.
He slipped up in an interview and
the deal.
And he had to follow it through. So he's not singing on the new album. And Scott Stapp, he's going to do some singing for him.
Really?
Yeah, from Creed. Yeah. And he's reforming Creed.
Yeah.
They're reforming?
Yeah.
Creed, yeah.
With Tremonti. And after he's done his Christmas
album.
Which I've got set list for.
Oh, have you got it? Did you find it? Is it out? I've not checked up on it yet.
Yeah.
Is it older or is it new stuff that's on there or a mixture of?
Oh, by the way, the new Cliff Book's out.
What's Cliff Book?
Oh my God.
You know, what's it called? A head full of
shit.
Head full of music.
Yeah. Well, he's got tinnitus. The most wonderful time of your life. Oh, sorry, of the wonderful time of the year. Jingle Bells, one of your favourites.
It is.
The Christmas song, Christmas morning, the first Noel, Santa Claus is coming to town. I don't think you're going to beat Bruce's on that one, are you?
What, for Scythe?
Bruce Dickinson.
No, my God.
Good game at Christmas.
Yeah. You have yourself a merry little Christmas. That means you've got to get drunk at Christmas. Let it snow, let it snow, let it
snow.
That's it. And the whole holy night. Oh, and this Christmas. So there's some old ones, some standards there.
Yeah.
And there's a couple I don't recognise.
Well, yeah, I know when they said it other week. That
we have to. Sorry, the ceiling's just thrown up on us.
It's some seagulls.
It's a sign.
It's a sign, yeah. Get your silicon out. Yeah, but it didn't say whether or not it was going to be new stuff that is written for Christmas or whether it was going to
it looks like he's doing a bunch of old stuff and a couple of...
But what it did say is there was a rumour that Jingle Bells were going to be on.
Yeah.
And did I say Santa Claus were coming to town or something like that? There were two that were rumoured old traditional stuff that would be on there, but they didn't know about anything else.
Well, I don't know whether it's out yet, but they've released what's going to be on it, so it'll not be long before.
But at the time, there were no release of tracks when I was reading it.
Oh, I just think it's poor.
No, it's not. Let the man do what he wants to do. If he wants to sing Christmas songs, let him sing Christmas songs.
No, just because you've got this...
Yeah.
Tremonti, If you want to come here and explain yourself, you're quite welcome to. But I think it's poor.
I think it's piss poor.
I think good on him because he's the person that you would not expect to sing it. And if he enjoys Christmas and he wants to sing those songs,
then more fool him.
let him.
Yeah.
The music police.
I've been reminded this week that I am a Grinch, so I'm being true to form, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not keen on Christmas. It's overrated. It's for kids. You like it, don't you?
Yeah.
Well,
It's for kids.
Yeah, I don't mind Christmas. I just don't like all the Christmas hits that come out. But
you like the Christmas flops, do you?
But we've done that. haven't we?
Yellow snow, yellow snow.
Go back and have a look at last Christmas's edition. I'm sure you'll have a laugh on that one.
So
if you've not already
we
seen
meandered
it.
this slightly, but so you got Motley Crue, wasted space. You
The new
got
album.
you got a bass player that don't play bass. You got a singer that's not singing. And
They're all right, Motley Crue, aren't they?
Oh.
Eh?
And they've got John Five playing guitar for him. He's the only one that's a musician there. He is good, but he wants to tour next tour with Guns N' Roses if they will do it. I can't know
What, we import a band? Or
Well, he's part of the band because Mick Mars has gone, hasn't he? He's retired. His new album comes out in a couple of weeks. Is it a couple of weeks? I don't know. Oh. I was just. I was thinking.
I thought you'd wrote it up this one.
No, I was thinking. He's got his new album coming out, and he's got a tell-all book as well. I think that sounds and it coming out.
Oh dear.
Yeah. My Life in Motley Crue. Yeah. It'll all be full of nonsense like theirs were. Anyway, enough of them because they get on my bloody nerves.
Well, speaking about books, a little unexpected news nugget here. Britney's book, The Woman in Me. It's doing the rounds. People are going a bit, mad for it.
Yeah.
Apparently, the person that's not coming out very pretty is Justin Timberlake. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to be suffering the severe whip from the backlash of the cancel culture.
Why?
Well, he wasn't that nice to her, really, apparently.
Was he not?
No.
They were both very young at the time, though, weren't they?
Yeah,
So what, the early teens?
something like that. But I think he wrote a song.
Early teens? That's illegal.
Well, it don't mean to say that they were doing it with him. But they were,
It's frowned upon.
Well, they
really.
met
It's
in
frowned upon.
They met in the Disney Club.
I'm going to say, I think that weren't they going out with each other since something like 12, 13 years old or something like that?
I don't know.
Or they knew each other from early teen.
I don't know. I'm just shocked.
Well,
So he's not coming out very well.
He's not coming out very well, and a lot of these stories coming up from with the Janet Jackson thing at Super Bowl. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Where I mean, that was clearly staged because it was. I don't know what the whole hoo-ha was about that, but yeah, he's not coming out very well. That's the sound bites of it.
Oh, is that the one where she sort of
There's like a dance move, and
physically assaulted a fan?
No, it's where he pulled off the breastplate of Janet Jackson's top.
Oh, right. Is there one recently which she's done where she sort of like...
Where he
No, she almost... How delicately can I put this?
Oh, didn't she lap dance a fan?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone's complained of though.
No, well, he didn't.
Who did then?
No, I'm not saying anybody complained. I'm saying that it got a lot of press because it was extremely not what you're expecting at half-time at a football game.
Oh, she got a lot of press playing at Glastonbury.
We just
when
used
she
to
was
get a
rubbish.
cup of tea and an orange.
There's no gag there somewhere.
Well, I don't know. Michael
We're
Hutchins.
not going to that Man City gag. You're a Man City player, weren't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Michael Hutchins.
Dennis Law.
He enjoyed an orange, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, we don't believe that one.
No?
No, I don't believe that.
And an apple.
No.
And a wardrobe. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
It's all speculation, that.
Yeah.
It's just wanted to make the story sound a little bit more than it were, as generally happens with these things. Let's get a bit of a twist. Oh, let's make it, no.
But you can't prove
I don't
it
buy
wasn't
into
right.
it. I don't buy into a lot of it.
It can't be proved that it wasn't right.
Well, no, that's true, but you can't. It's like aliens, isn't it?
It's exactly like aliens. That's what I've thought.
Yeah.
Really?
Show
What-
me an
what,
alien, and I'll
they-
believe you.
They're walking out
Until
with an
you
orange up
can.
their arse.
You never know.
I'm going to be a
Probably
skeptic.
don't, yeah.
So back on
There's
the
no such thing as aliens. Well, they're shy.
I think of course there is.
Of
course.
Do you seriously think that we're the only
Yes,
species in
I
the
do.
universe?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I heard an interesting thing about aliens, right?
That don't exist.
Well, no. So, a lot of sightings of aliens are around the oceans, right? The military, the Navy rather, and the Air Force see things around at sea, and they see things coming in and out of the sea, right? Unusual shapes. And a guy was trying to shed some science on why this might be the case. So if you were a galaxy traveler, right, and you are going to go to a planet, you don't necessarily know what the air conditions are going to be like there. You don't know what the pressure is going to be like, the gravity is going to be like. You don't know what it's going to be like. And there's lots of changeabilities, and you need to know some sort of constants.
Yeah.
So if you find a planet that's got water on, you know that there's going to be a constant there. You know that it needs to be.
It's that banging that you will recognise.
It needs to be.
I forgot.
So water at a certain temperature will freeze, right?
Right.
And water at another temperature will boil. But if it's just moving around, it's it's in a bracket of temperature,
Right.
and there's a certain pound per pressure of pressure per pound of weight in water, sort of thing. What I'm saying, and
PSI.
PSI, that will be a perfect place for them to go down and visit.
We're assuming.
So they think we all look like dolphins, then, basically.
No, but we're assuming.
Yes.
They abide by our rules of physics. They may not be capable of drowning.
They're not even there.
No, theoretically.
It's bollocks. It's like Loch Ness Monster and all that.
No,
shit.
it's not. It's a little bit more than Loch Ness Monster, I think. But they may not work on our physics.
Yeah.
So water might not be a hazard to them. It might be a luxury.
Well, no
But
life in our known universe.
How do they know it's a luxury if it's unknown to them? They don't know what it is.
The only physics that we can really depend on is the fact that to sustain any sort of life, you need water.
But to be in a constant
I think they've already
environment,
established that they might like that.
They know that
camels?
water is a constant.
Like camels. Sorry.
They know that water is a constant source of environment. Like it's not changeable throughout the universe. If there's liquid there, there is a certain pressure. That there's protection from radiation, all sorts of stuff there.
Mm.
And yeah. Anyway, so music, AI, right? I can link. I can link aliens to music. The Close Encounter of the Third Kind. Natural harmonics. There we go.
Yeah.
So AI. This week, over the last couple of weeks, we've had something very unusual happen within music. Now, I know that we tend to somehow mention the Beatles
Quite
in this podcast, which is annoying, I know. But
unfortunately, they are a big issue. They're a big deal.
Yeah, and no one here is actually a super fan of the Beatles. It's just like they're sort of an unavoidable thing. It's like walking at Blackpool Beach and getting dog muck on your shoes.
It's an unavoidable.
It's an unavoidable thing.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. So, over the past couple of weeks, something quite interesting has happened. The Rolling Stones have released their new album. Right? It's the first album of original content in 18 something years.
And I have had it on good authority that it's an excellent album.
Well, I've listened to it.
I have.
And we'll go into that. But also what's happened is the Beatles have released a song. Their last song. And the last time they released a song was in 1995.
Yeah.
And this was with George Harrison when he was still alive.
And I'm guilty of not listening to either, although I did see the news report about how it all came together, the Beatles one.
Yeah.
But I've not heard it. And I feel ashamed.
The video comes out next 4 days.
I don't know. Have you heard the song?
I've not heard the song, no.
Well, this will be good. So, in 1995, they were notified of these demo recordings that John Lennon did. So, in the later years of John Lennon's life, he stopped producing music because he wanted to focus on raising a family. But he actually was making music, but he didn't go and make a record. So, there's demo cassettes of him just with the acoustic singing songs. So they did a couple of songs in the 90s which they could sort of work on and use some of his vocals and whatnot and turn it into backing vocals. But there was this one song where they tried bits on it, but they couldn't really do it because his vocals, which would have been the lead vocals, were muffled by him playing guitar. It's on a little crappy cassette.
Yeah.
and it's just him on the sofa strumming away and singing on a cassette player thing. So that they couldn't do anything. Anyway, George Harrison dies, and that's the end of that. Until they did the Get Back documentary, and Peter Jackson had developed this technology to separate vocals and instruments and stuff like this. And what they've managed to do is they've managed to separate John Lennon's voice and used AI to like fill in some of the blanks, so it sounds just like him doing a studio session vocals. Paul McCartney has done the bass line. They've got some piano over there. They've used one of the trial sessions of George Harrison's slide guitar solo for the song. Ringo's done drums. They're all on it.
Yeah.
And it turned into a song, and it's actually pretty good. It's a slow burn, but it's actually really nice.
Is this, when you say this is the last song?
Yeah.
Will it be the last song?
They've said it's the last song. There's a 12-minute like making of documentary on BBC iPlayer, and they've said that this is the last song because they came across this song from either Sean Lennon or Yoko Ono. Said, "Oh, there's this cassette here," and because obviously the Beatles fell out, or John Lennon and Paul McCartney fell out, this is the only stuff that they've got where John's on it, where he's singing.
Are they taking any proceeds for this, or is it like a charitable event?
I don't know anything about that. But the song itself, it appears to be a love song, but I mean, I've not listened to it enough and studied it, but it sounds dark. It sounds somber.
Most of his songs have a dark edge, don't they?
But it's more to do with the key or the scales that his melodies in. It's quite like dark, but it's
minor keys.
It's brooding.
Yeah,
but it's good though. It's really good, and there's a nice slide on there. But it's a nice composed piece. But one of the fascinating bits, which is on the 12-minute documentary, is that they got George Martin's son, who's also a classical composer.
Doesn't he look like his dad?
He does. But they asked him, "Can you create a score? What would be Beatles-esque to this song?" And he was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, I did it." And he got these musicians to play the song. Yeah, like Beatles-esque sort of thing. Now the musicians weren't told that it were for a Beatles song, so they're doing it, and they will never, until it's released or published or whatever, they wouldn't have known that they were on a Beatles song because they wanted to keep it top secret. Imagine how exciting that must have been.
Yeah, that's the reason they didn't tell them.
But
because it would have just gone. Nobody would have been able to keep them out shut. Not even you would have been able to keep them out shut. It would just go like wildfire.
Yeah.
You're not going to clip it?
Oh, we can't play it.
Oh, no.
I mean, we could play it, sure, but from one of our previous episodes entitled Train and something else, Train and Tracks, what that does is it actually restricts our reach when we play stuff like that. So we got blocked from Canada and other things.
Really?
So for the purpose of it...
Canada, what's wrong? Come on. We've always been friends.
Don't they like trade?
Exactly. I mean, they might be Canadian.
What?
Russia banned us.
Well,
the whole of Russia?
The whole, Putin especially.
Well, I've had a rumour he's top 10 anyway.
Well...
You ought to do.
On a good authority.
So Beatles and the Stones. I mean, that's quite a big thing, like, to be in the past 2 weeks where you've just got some new music from them.
From two of the most well-known bands ever. And they're still releasing music because they're still relevant.
Well, yeah.
That's some kind of a record, that, isn't it? Well, it's not a record because nobody keeps records. That's some kind of an achievement, should I say. I
think you'll find somebody who does keep records.
Well, they will do, yeah, but I didn't mean to say that. It's a real milestone achievement, isn't it?
I don't think
they can do some new music 60 years later. Is it 60 years later? Yeah, 60 odd years later, and it's still relevant today. They never dreamt of that when they first started out.
What do we think to the Rolling Stones record?
I can't comment.
Wayne?
I've heard bits and pieces of a couple that's been released, and it sounded all right, but I wanted to listen to it all.
Well, the two singles so far that I've heard is Angry.
Yeah.
And
a bit poppy.
And that's Firework, by the way. Tomorrow is the 5th of November. So today is the 4th.
It's the 3rd.
Is it?
The 3rd.
I thought tomorrow's the 5th.
No.
Sunday bonfire night's on Sunday, which is 2 days away.
Oh, I'm obviously a year ahead.
So advanced.
Advanced.
This is advanced.
One day, boys, you'll catch up. So what was I saying? Oh, the Lady Gaga one. The interesting bit about the Lady Gaga one.
I think the Lady Gaga one is the best one.
It's very good. Her
That
vocals.
that is a good track.
It doesn't sound like Lady Gaga, but I think she's playing a character of like a 60s
That's the
backing
one
singer.
I've seen. And she outsings Mick. She makes him look like a amateur.
Well, of course, she's a very good singer and Mick's not
When
real, is he?
when I listen to it, the first when she does her bit, especially from probably the last minute and a half, when it's more or less all her singing, the first thing that I thought is, if she can sing like that, why the hell does she piss about with this pop
She's always
music?
sung like that.
No, but she's originally like a jazz singer. She loves jazz. She did a thing with Tony Bennett, like a show.
That were really good.
Because she's got a great voice.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And I just thought, why are you pissing about with this pop music crap when you've got a voice like that?
Pop music crap.
she'll never make it. She'll never make it.
I thought she's got a great voice,
Yeah.
and she proves it on that track.
Yeah, very good voice. That song reminds me of Shine a Light from Exile on Main Street. It's got that vibe to it, I feel.
You're the expert in this one. Exile on Main Street, and that's your favourite album, isn't it, from Stones?
Yeah, for a few reasons. I love the backstory.
Yeah.
It was recorded in Nicolet in the south of France, an old Nazi building and
Chateau.
yeah. And they recorded in the basement and all the story that goes behind it. But bang for buck, it's a double album.
Yeah, yeah.
And they've added more to it later down the line being a song. Anyway, enough about that. But it's all right. So the song Angry, it's all right. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's got a weird like bridge bit. It sounds a bit like they're trying to shoehorn a bit of like complexity into it. I like the video. The video is my favorite bit.
I remember the video.
Where they're going down Hollywood Boulevard and they've got billboards and it's all like archive footage of like Keith playing the guitar.
I've really not kept up with this. I'm sorry.
But I'm frustrated about the scantily clad blonde, which is like riding around in the back of a Cadillac, like waving her arms around doing air guitar. I find that a bit cringe. But aside from that, yeah.
When I first saw that, I thought, this is like some sort of irony thing, because it's almost like it were filmed. You know, when Whitesnake were doing the sliding over bodies of a car type thing, it's that sort of image, isn't it?
Well, she's sat on the back seat of this red Cadillac or red soft top, right?
Yeah.
And the camera's from behind or in front. And
Yeah.
she's like sat there waving her arms about and all these billboards. Each billboard is like archive footage.
Yeah,
of
but
them.
that sort of image, what she's doing, it's that Whitesnake thing from years ago.
Maybe.
And I thought, oh, this is an old bit. This is an old clip of a video that they've used to layer on top
No.
with the thing up by, because they wanted to make a bit of a point.
She's a young actress, so she's like up and coming. I mean, they've always done that. They used what do you call her, Angelina Jolie for Anybody Seen My Baby in the 90s. She was featured in that video.
All right.
So I think from a marketing perspective, it keeps it sort of like with a younger audience, which I guess I've always tried to do. But for me, I just like watching the archive footage. I find it interesting how they've used AI to make it look like Mick from the 70s is singing the words from now.
Yeah.
But okay, these are all the pluses. But for me, then the negatives are like there's a lot of like flops in that album. I find.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them were like very poppy, poppy. There's a lot of like overcompressed stuff. I find Mick's vocals disappointing. Not vocals, sorry, lyrics disappointing. And by that I mean, I feel like you could take his lyrics out and you could give them to Avril Lavigne and she could sing them. Now I don't know whether it's to do with his age, where you get to a point where you're trying to be edgy and you're doing all these interesting sort of lyrics, and as you've got older, do you go back to being like teenager? Like,
Well, you can't sing about being a young man when you're 80.
It's not that. They just seem simple, and there's a one which it sounds quite good, and it sounds bluesy, but lyrically, I think it's not his best work.
Is he the sole lyricist on them tracks?
Yeah, he usually is.
Then he probably needed the help of Keith on them, the Glitter Twins.
Well, you get a lot of Keith.
I think it might come down to something, and I'm not saying I'm right, but it might come down to the fact that they wrote the best stuff when they were young because they could relate to the age they were at and they're singing about the stuff that they could relate to. When they're 80-year-olds and they're trying to sing about the same sort of stuff, it don't work.
oh yeah, maybe they're trying to relate. But either way, it just doesn't work. For
No.
me, I find it lyrically at times cheap. I think maybe there's about 3 or 4 songs off there that I'd like maybe listen to.
Yeah, I thought it was a poor album.
But
apart from the Gargoyle one, I thought that was really good. I thought it's a good track. I like that one. Her voice is really good.
See, 1970.
there's a great bass section on one of the songs. I can't remember what it's called, but it has this very unexpected like fuzz effect on it, which it comes out surprisingly through the speakers. I was listening to it in the car, and it was like, oh, this is not Stonesy, but it worked very well. Oh, and this was this really annoying thing that Mick's doing more and more now. No, it's going, yeah, yeah, yeah. In between like lines, I picked up a bag of chips. Yeah.
Do you know what I saw him do the other day? I saw an interview with him, and I always find watching interviews with Mick Jagger difficult because of the way he speaks.
Right.
It's challenging. It's challenging. And I watched an interview, and he was speaking on a French channel, and he was speaking fluent.
Oh, but with his accent.
Fluent French with his accent in the Mick Jagger style. We all know what Mick Jagger. Voulez-vous? And it would really.
Hold on. Can you do that again? But at the end, can you say George?
George?
No, Zippy. Sorry.
Zippy.
Yeah, it's like Rainbow. Not
No. I can't do a French accent done by Mick Jagger, who's from London.
No.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're really loud on fireworks, so you are picking them up.
Seasonal.
But it's challenging to listen to when he's speaking in English. But in French, it was really difficult.
You couldn't understand what he was saying, right?
Well, I couldn't understand a word. I couldn't. No.
It might as well have been
I'm
talking
not
Chinese.
totally ignorant in linguistics. However,
French is
French
not
is not
one
one
of them.
of them.
No.
Git. No, it was just like, oh, please, no, stop it. Is it real, that? Is that AI?
Might have been.
Yeah, why not?
Might have been. French AI.
You know, I saw the
But
launch.
it's not just going to be in English, you know. AI is not just going to be in
Oh,
English.
no, there'll be
In French, it's called "Eoi."
Oh.
Wasn't needed, but thank you.
Sorry?
I apologize. No, I said it wasn't needed. Oh.
Well, we're not going to go down the
I apologize
cliche
to our
things.
French audience out there.
No, we're not going to go down the cliche things, you know, the stripy vest and the bike. No.
The launch show for Hackney Diamonds was interesting. I think we spoke about this already. Like, Mick might have ADHD.
What's that?
Attention deficit disorder.
Okay.
Because he's just sort of like couldn't sit still. He kept sitting up out of his chair. He was like an excited like teenager.
Yeah, but he's 80.
He might have been excited.
I think I think he's taking too many salt tablets. And for those hardcore
You think
Stones
he's
fans,
still-
they'll know the salt tablet reference from the Dick
I think
Cavett
he's
show.
still doing them.
I don't think he's still on nose candy.
I don't know. Not nose candy, but it is sprightly and
He's always been giddy.
fidgety.
He's always been
Is
giddy.
it? He might have gone to something like Ease or something like that.
Like I really like Tizer or
Red Bull.
Iron Brew from the 90s. All those E numbers popping in.
He might be on.
Yeah, he's always been a bit.
Can of Monster or Red Bull.
I know,
Can't
but
sit
like,
still.
yeah, but he
His
got out of
body
his
movements
chair.
are going all the time, aren't they?
Yeah, he's got a bit of a.
Do you know, other week you said to me, have you ever seen that video of Mick dancing to that and they've taken the music?
Oh, the musicless music videos. There's loads of them out there. There's one with Michael Jackson doing the way you make you feel. Way you make me feel.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious. You want to see Mick Jagger dancing to one of his own songs and there's no music.
It's just shuffling of feet and like breathing.
It looks like he's having an epileptic fit.
Oh, look at that.
Stood up. It's great. Really is funny. Really is funny.
Yeah, it's good. So yeah, the Beatles and the Stones. Beatles are using AI developed by Peter Jackson and his team to split John Lennon's vocals out, which I find fascinating. That sort of stuff.
It's positive AI, isn't it?
It's positive AI. Yeah, it's
I like
it's a
that.
little bit of magic that was dropped this week. I think.
Yeah.
If
I
you're
like-
a big
I like
Beatles
that.
fan, that's exciting.
I don't want to keep referring back to the negative, or what appears to be negative AI. But I do like it when it's positive and it's done and it's recapturing things,
Yeah.
and you can bring things to life that you thought were dead.
Mm. We just looked at Wayne.
They
there,
would
so-
do it, but there's not enough DNA there.
Keep saying saber-toothed tiger. So, any other news?
Well, no, it's not a saber-tooth tiger. We don't call him Knuckle Dragger for now.
Knuckle dragger.
Any more news? What? Let's have a look. Well, on the subject of Michael Jackson.
All right.
No, I was reading something this week. And
Have I told you? Sorry to interrupt. Have I told you the joke about Michael Jackson's pronouns?
Is what?
Have I told you the joke about Michael Jackson's pronouns and how he likes to be introduced?
No.
No? You know he goes by he.
Oh, right. Okay. It's the modern parlor for, yeah. Oh, yeah, I get that. No, I don't.
You know, like she, he,
Yeah,
she, her.
yeah. He.
He's a he.
I'm going to identify as a lamppost on that one.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Piers Morgan.
Ooh, he's one, isn't he? He's one.
He's one.
He's a lot of things.
I bet you haven't got time for him, have you?
I ain't got time for that.
Piers
ball.
Morgan
He's
is bringing out a Christmas album.
He's an absolute prick.
He's meant to be.
Yeah.
No,
That's his shtick.
I can't. I ain't got time to blow.
Yeah, he's Mr. Controversy because it keeps him on the telly.
Yeah.
Not on mine, it don't.
Not when he don't, mate. If he walked in here now,
I'd lock door. I'd smack him into us and lock door on him.
He won't get near your TV, would he?
No, he won't.
No.
He's
Not sitting on my bloody
sitting
TV.
on my TV all night.
a question for you. Music videos. Now, there were outrage in early 80s when MTV broke.
80s and 90s, yeah.
80s and 90s. Well, when MTV, when MTV, 84, 85?
I'm going to say 85.
Yeah, say 85.
85.
There you go. And it made the one we mentioned earlier, Motley Crue. It made them type of bands, didn't it? It was something they had to do.
It was this marvelous piece of like promotional merchandise. This promotional piece. The thing which it gets a bit confusing is that artists used to do video pieces,
Yeah.
but they weren't really music videos. There was something that were like segues in a show, like, oh, there's a new video from David Bowie, and
Yeah.
he'd be there with a cane doing some sort of like cabaret thing.
We went through all that phase, and it was very beneficial to a lot of people. Some songs that would not, or some bands, or some that would not necessarily have made any dent in music industry. Well, it's a small dent, as opposed to what they made a large dent. If it had not been for them, so they faded out slightly, didn't they?
Music videos.
Music videos, and we got sort of little shorts and things like that. They were sort of took over because they were not relevant anymore. And now we've got little shorts that you put your phone on and you're playing your Spotify, and a little short will come up.
Oh, you get like a GIF.
and it
Yeah.
repeats on itself,
Mm-hmm.
and you get these little.
John Mayer has
promotional
one where it's a cassette playing on your phone. It's like it's the dial, the cassette
Yeah,
wheels. are
you get
turning.
Apple things spinning around when you play a Beatles thing and stuff like that. My question is, why should they come back?
Music videos.
Yeah, are they relevant anymore?
No.
Should we have visuals? Do we need visuals?
I think visuals help to sell a product, right? But I don't. The reason why music videos have died down is so in the early noughties, you had, what was it, like Yahoo videos, I think it was, where you could basically access music videos. Sorry, the reason why MTV died is because in the early noughties, you could access Yahoo videos, where basically your music videos that you loved were uploaded on the internet, right? There were no sort of like legislation or anything like that. They were just up there. And then that got really popular, like Google videos or whatever. But then YouTube came along, and like there was a specific platform for it, and I think Google ended up buying it. Anyway, so then YouTube was a place where all these music videos and live performances were stashed. And rather than waiting for like a schedule where they're going to pop up or whatever, you could just watch them at any time. So then MTV started going more and more into reality TV shows because they were losing numbers and they're trying to retain a teenage audience.
Yeah.
And then it became a thing where, okay, YouTube are now going to start putting limitations on music videos, so there'll be adverts put into them, and if you want to get rid of those adverts,
this is one of the reasons I brought this question up, because they make these shorts now, or they make some videos. They're not necessarily music videos what we remember back from mid 80s to early 90s. They are purely so they can put onto YouTube because they generate income.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of us use it as a second means of income. So, like, if we go back to the 90s, some of the most expensive music videos that were ever made were in the 90s. You had the Fugees, where they had some Black Hawks coming towards the beach when they were playing. You had
Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson.
Scream. That was
took $50 million to do that, and it came out of his own pocket.
Yeah, but with things like that,
he paid for it himself.
Half of the cost of the video becomes a promotional tool because people are like, "What? I need to see this video."
Yeah,
and then they hear the song, and then they put so much value behind the song. Then
but it weren't that big a hit, was it? That
I mean, it was a hit, but
it was a hit, but not that big a hit.
But for him, who had the biggest selling album of all time or whatever, it was a loss.
What track called?
Scream,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
15 million it cost. It's like the Guns N' Roses thing. Well, there's obviously there's a helicopter spinning round.
Oh, and he's playing a Les Paul. It's not plugged in.
It's not plugged in, and they haven't got Radio Max in them days, so he can't have been. He went, it was all fake, and it's just tacky.
But big expensive videos
it cost millions.
But that was all like part of the thing. But also, you'd have these low budget videos like Bittersweet Symphony. There was a lot of one shot videos going around. Unfinished Symphony and Bittersweet Symphony. So Massive Attack one.
Yeah. And
the Verve, where it's walking down the line.
Just walking down the street and it's just a handheld camera.
Extremely impactful stuff. Very effective. There's a lot of things like that from the 90s that were very effective. But there's no reason now to spend that much money because they can put it on YouTube and they can build a fan base.
Well, there's no need to spend that much money because you can do it on your phone.
You can. So I heard something a couple of days ago so there's a trend at the moment, or there's the majority of videos that's put on online are portrait. So that is when your phone is upright.
Yeah.
So videos with that's your phone. It's that way rather than landscape.
Yeah.
Because of TikTok and because of shorts. But now there's a trend to go back to landscape because TikTok are going to offer a rotational thing where you can turn your phone around.
Oh, right.
And it'll go around.
I often wonder why. You get like that other platform where you can't turn your phone. It's always vertical.
Like Instagram. Right, yeah.
Instagram. You can't turn your phone because you want to see it in a wide format, but you can't.
I mean, there's user experience design behind that because they want to keep your phone in your hand and your thumb just going up and scrolling. Whereas if you turn it around, it's probably not as easy. You have to employ the other hand to do some flicking. So they're just removing any barriers.
There's always psychology comes into it.
If you can do it all with one hand, great.
Ooh.
Well. On that note,
but going back to cheap versions. Do you know a friend of ours, Hosier?
Hosier?
You know the one he did for Take Me to the Church?
Mm.
Massive. It's had literally billions of hits on YouTube.
It went viral, didn't it?
It went viral, had billions of it, and makes him a very good income, let's say.
Oh, yeah. Well,
he don't need to release any more records because he makes a very good income out of that.
Church kids, it pays.
It pays. But do you know how much that video cost?
Oh, very little.
£3.50.
No, little more than that. Because it cost £3.50 to take a bus ride down to where he did it.
£3.55.
15 grand.
1,500 euros.
Brilliant. Well done to him.
Yeah. Excellent.
It's another example of being creative with minimal equipment. Yeah. Like we were talking earlier about the studio.
What you got?
Well, it's like we were talking about earlier with David Gray.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't need
Exactly
you
the
don't
same,
need
yeah.
all the fanfare.
You know them clips that you get on Spotify when you put the track on and it comes up with them clips.
Yeah.
Do you watch them?
Not when I'm driving, no.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
I say I don't watch them because the only time I listen to Spotify is
Well, you do, because you know they're there. But you'll only watch them once because it repeats.
Yeah,
So-
it's like
so
a
you
GIF.
get- All right, I've seen that.
the only reason why, and I don't know if you remember this, the only reason why I know that they're there is because you told me they were there.
Ah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Yeah. A couple of months ago back in your house, and you went, "Oh look, have you noticed now that it plays your
Well, yes.
video to song?" And I was like, "No."
I suppose you just press play and listen to
Yeah,
it.
because if
when
I put an album on, press play, I shut my phone up, put my phone in my pocket,
set it on fire, throw it in the bin.
or if I'm out with dog, it's in my pocket, or if I'm at work, it's in my pocket. If I'm in the car, it's down onto screen, which is it's got map or whatever it may be. I don't sit there with my phone.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't have said to me that, I probably wouldn't have known that now. Because I just press
Forget that.
play, shut my
Forget that.
phone up, put it in my pocket.
I guess it's the equivalent of like a shiny football card. It's just like you've got a song. Oh, this one's got a little shiny piece to it. Oh, that's fun. Gets your attention for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I understand why, but I never knew. I never even realised they did it.
One
Until
of
your
the-
dad says,
It's only
Well,
a
you
recent thing.
"You get a video now," and I'm like, "For what?" He says, when you press, have you noticed when you put a song on, you get this little video? I'm like, "No, I just play, shut my phone off." That's it.
Oh, Spotify is constantly giving.
Oh, and take it.
What a beautiful platform. Actually, I've
It's
got
not on everyone.
no, not on everyone. So back to the YouTube bit and the music videos. Some of the things which is more beneficial now to artists is to upload either themselves playing it like acoustically. Like during lockdown, lots of people uploaded stuff of them playing acoustically, and it was great to watch them do these stripped back stuff.
Yeah.
Which arcs back to this trend, which was not a trend, but it's a fantastic show. It's Tiny Desk Concert
Yeah.
on YouTube, and that's really where like these big artists can show actually that they're really skillful. I remember watching a Coldplay one, and initially I kept avoiding it because I kept seeing Chris Martin's face and thinking, "Oh, I'm not bothered about that." But I ended up watching it, and I was impressed at his performance, and it was him and the guitarist. So I don't think the full band was there, but it was good, and it's nice to see when people do these things.
Because I think the Tiny Desk is worth watching, whatever genre you're into, because they have a cross section of most things. Because it's really stripped down. The area that they're playing in is about as big as this bar that we're in now.
Or that you can see. It does go a bit further back.
And it is literally a desk. They're working behind a desk.
Yeah.
And so they have to perform. They have to pull it off.
Yeah.
There's no tricks. It's not smoke mirrors. They've got to be able to do it. And then the song do it. I've not seen one yet that's just been, oh, they shouldn't have bothered.
Yeah, they're all pretty good, aren't they? They're all really good.
Yeah. And it don't matter what genre you're in. There's some rappers on there. There's some rockers on there that's doing acoustic stuff, country and western stuff. One of my favourites, and I can't remember his bloody name now. He used to be guitarist in Grateful Dead. And there's this grizzly old fella, and he's got a big beard. And I've got some tracks on my phone, and I can't think of the man's name, and it's really annoying me because he's one of my favourites. And he was so authentic. He was so, he played just these simple songs, and it was just really good. Bob Weir. Great. Check him out. He must be 110. But he's still doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed that one. I really enjoyed that.
They have some good stuff on there. It's a bit like it's basically YouTube's version of Jules Holland's show.
The one I
isn't it?
didn't enjoy because I couldn't stop looking at him, and it were almost depressing, really, was the U2 one.
Oh, with Bono's Jimmy Savile sunglasses.
Yeah, it just didn't look. It was just an old Bono.
Well, he's old,
I
and he hadn't
know,
dyed his hair
no.
recently. His hair was going grey, and
But
he had
Bob
his.
Weir looked better than Bono did.
I know, but yeah, Bono's wearing like this black long coat again, and his hair's going grey, and he's got his rose tinted glasses, circular glasses. And all I kept thinking was Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
Not that he looks like Jimmy
No.
Savile, but Jimmy Savile used to wear these rose tinted round glasses.
It's not a good look, and it's not the tallest of chaps. And I listened to Edge talking this week, And
You mean The Edge?
The Edge?
Come on.
The Edge.
It's got a first name.
And the bloke who was talking to him says, "Oh, I love this track on your reimagined thing." Bono's singing really well on that. It's almost a very youthful version of Bono. I don't know how he did that. He says, "Well, he did it with me, that."
They do sound alike.
They do sound very similar.
Yeah, a lot of people have like been shocked that The Edge can sing because they just assume that it's Bono that's singing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do sound very similar. I suppose.
And he writes a lot of songs. Like
Yeah,
lyrics.
a lot of the orchestration, well, not the lot of the music, it comes through either the piano or the guitar. It comes through The Edge.
Mm.
He's the man behind the music and a lot of the lyrics.
Yeah, that's good.
And he was born in England. Have that.
Was he?
Yeah, born in England.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
To Welsh parents.
So-
how's that go? Oof.
We touched on something earlier about Spotify, and they're not all good.
Oh.
Well, there's something that came out, if I can try and remember it right, where Spotify next year are going to be changing the way that they pay people. So they are only going to pay you anything if you gain X amount of streams. So if you if you have, I don't know, if you're trying to make it in the music industry and you've got, I don't know, 100,000 streams, and their limit is you need to have 300,000 streams per month, you're not going to make any money.
You know,
You're already not going to get anything.
30
anyway.
seconds
No.
now, isn't it?
It's something like that, but you have to have X amount of streams to be valued by Spotify. But
Again,
that's
that's just somebody else there, Spotify, big company like that, just trying to make more and more money.
yeah, they're just because that is theft. They're stealing from somebody putting content out there for payment. If someone on YouTube got 100,000 views on a video with them singing their song, they will get some money out of it. And if they got 300 views,
Yeah,
each
but it's
month,
pittance though, isn't it?
it is. But regardless of that, you still should deserve to be paid.
Oh, you should be paid. Yeah, I'm not denying that.
I love
Denying that.
Spotify, but I hate the way that they treat artists. I think they are going to be the reason for their own downfall.
Do you think there'll be a downfall?
Yeah,
I don't think there will be.
I think I'm going to make a bold prediction here. I think in 5 years' time we'll be talking about Skype and blockbusters.
Really?
Yeah,
What? They'll just go.
they will become. There'll be another platform that will come along which will offer a better service to artists, and artists will populate that with their music, and then subsequently the audience will move there because their artists are there. So, like a few years back, Taylor Swift.
I can see the logic in what you're saying.
Taylor Swift removed her music because she had a bit of a disagreement about something. She took all
Not
the
being
music
paid
down.
enough, probably.
Well, she took her music down about something. So if an artist, a big artist like Taylor Swift says, "I've had enough. I'm
Yeah.
going to put all my stuff onto this platform," they're going to loads of people are just going to go over there,
Yeah.
and that's just people are going to then follow suit. If an artist is going to be valued more on another platform, everyone's just going to move their stuff there.
Yeah, and let's face it, Taylor Swift needs the money.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, there's that
Yeah.
one. But
Do you know that 110,000 songs are uploaded to Spotify platform? Not just Spotify, but the streaming platforms every day.
well, I can. That's an impressive scale, but I can beat that in another similar scale. Right?
110. Well,
This guy.
I'm good.
There are more images put up on Instagram. Right? There is enough images put on Instagram each day. If they were real pictures, real Polaroids, and you stack them on top of each other,
Yep.
it would take you to the moon.
Every day.
Yeah,
Every day.
every day. It would be. They'd stack up high enough to take you to the moon.
Wow.
Wowzers trousers.
No.
Yeah.
That's a lot of images.
And on that staggeringly height bombshell note, Wayne.
Goodbye.
No.
Oh,
No. Because
we're so close.
Nearly got there.
you've got 110
Yeah.
that's uploaded to streaming platforms, 110,000 every
Yeah.
day. Only 4% of them are by mainstream record labels.
Right.
The rest of it is independents or
Yeah.
that's 96% of people just wanted to put their music out there.
Yeah.
So when you say that they're not going to get their music out there because they're not getting enough hits, that's 96% of their fan base or their input gone.
But
So they're only going to concentrate on 4%.
yeah, because it's that 4% that actually makes the billions of streams.
Oh,
Like,
well,
so
yeah.
there's never been.
But they're not playing for. They're not there. Well, I know they're not there. Don't jump in when I say this. I know they're not there for the musician. They're there to make money. But there's no incentive whatsoever. Then, is there?
Right. So when you go on Spotify and you see a promoted album like X amount of albums or whatever, and it's on a banner, they have these like homepage like letterbox adverts of like new albums or whatever like that. That's paid placement.
Yep.
So a lot of people used to think that like when Radio 1 would go on about an artist or it would play an album or their pick of their track of the month or whatever the week, that is paid placement. The radio DJ is like, it's not like, I'm really keen on this song, we should play it.
Oh, yeah.
It's all paid positioning.
Yeah.
And that's why it gets repeated throughout the day and the week.
Heavy rotation.
Heavy rotation. So there's never been more music uploaded and created in the entirety of the music industry.
Yeah.
But the music industry of success has never been so small.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of yeah.
But it just surprised. I didn't realise that it was that small. 4%.
4% time.
4%. And something else that hit home to me this week when I was listening to something, there was the fact that record labels struggle to get, although they're making, like you pointed out other month, a lot of money, billions. Yeah. And one of the ways that they've actually tried to recoup some more money is when they're releasing stuff like picture discs of Madonna. The release, she's signed to Warner.
Right.
So Warner's releasing some albums from whenever. Some of them are black vinyl, some of them are picture discs. And what they're doing is they're only releasing them through Madonna's own site and Warner's own site. So you've got everybody going to these sites. And then all of a sudden, you get these I don't know what you call them. People that sell records.
Record pushers.
And they're selling them. So say it's 30 quid for an album from Warner to buy this picture disc of Madonna's 1996 album, wherever that were in 1996. They're selling it at 25 quid. So which one are you going to buy? Same album, same quality. Which one are you going to buy? You're going to go to this.
25 quid, aren't you?
25 quid. Who owns this company that's selling 25 quid? Warner. Clever, isn't it?
It's all smoke and mirrors, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors. Well put. They own the subsidiaries, and so they're winning. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
So they can inflate their prices, knowing they're going to go run into this one.
And they're still getting new money,
And they're still getting inflated price.
That reminds me of something to do with the fashion industry. And I know this is not with music at all, but it's the similar principle of business. So do you know like how you see a lot of Louis Vuitton bags?
Yeah.
And they're like cheap or like, they're like when you go to these like places, these retail outlets and they're all like discounted stuff. What it is it's other fashion houses buying a load of gear and selling it cheap to devalue the brand.
Oh.
So
nice.
they're buying it, but selling it cheaper to devalue it.
Yeah, overpopulating a product is a good way of is getting rid of it.
So whenever you see a Louis Vuitton bag, I always think Thorsby Market.
I always think tack, but I'm not a hamburger user. Well, only at weekends.
I mean, it sounds like a problem. I'm not a hamburger user.
And on that note, Wayne,
goodbye.